hiding under the table. And I haven't had a drink for 24 hours. My poo is orange. Oh, Deck is hungry. Okay, context in case the police find this. My pet rabbit has escaped the hutch, broken into our house and declared my family his bitches. Oh, I'm next. He's evil. He has shanked my brother. A carrot! He has took my sister and sold her to Hugh Hefner as a Playboy bunny! Oh! And he's got my mum addicted to trail mix. Oh, I'm next. I know I'm next. Why did I ask for a pet rabbit for Christmas? Why couldn't I have just been satisfied with a fucking Tamagotchi? Deck, have mercy. I loved you once. Twice. Oh, Deck, no! Oh, Deck, no! He's so fluffy! I'm gonna die!
In today's Super 6, we have broccoli, carrots, and 4 other fruits and vegetables. Now opening till number 6. Assistance required on aisle 6. Clean-up required on aisle 6.
And now, a poem. If I can recount to you clearly, the day I remember it dearly, for I was standing right there at the 2012 Surrey County Fair, where poetry was performed yearly. I was there to deliver my latest poem, which, as it turns out, was my greatest going. The title would start, "Never leave a dog in a hot parked car." The judges were left moaning and groaning. Alas, I walked home dejected, and on my poor life reflected. Through all of my years, it never appeared that I had done something expected of a righteous man, it's sad to admit, but I could not fill his shoes. But all of a sudden, an opportunity was coming, for I was to prove my virtue. Whiff went the noise, and lo went my ear as I turned to investigate. And there before me, a dog, surely, but trapped in a prison of hate. For it was indeed what I had wrote of, a dog in a hot parked car. I checked high and low, but was sure he was alone. This was my chance for a fresh start. Gone were my days of lying, of words and verse and rhyming, for now I can change, this dog I shall save. Hot parked cars, I am defying. What pow went my fist straight through the window, and I escaped with the dog under arm. The thrill of the save, it was all I had craved. Don't wasn't worried the dog was unharmed. For now I had found my true calling. Never again would my life be boring, for I was a hero, no poetry zero. So around the country I began touring. Car parks became my new ground, on the lookout for unattended hounds. With bitches I left jogging, for my occupation was dogging. My morality knew no bounds. But before I knew it, a year had passed, and I was back where I started my journey. At the Surrey County Poetry Fair, 2030. I was on my usual lookout when, out of the corner of my view, my eyes spied the latest prize stuck inside a blue Subaru. The perfect picture of a poodle, alas, stuck behind this car door. But upon closer inspection, it was not paws which touched the floor. I cried out loud at this heinous crime. Tiny shoes on a poodle! A reason for them I could not think of one, except that they could be called shoodles. I assumed my position, raised my fist, and wapow, the dog was free. But against my better judgment, there was someone standing behind me. I turned around straight into the face of the biggest bitch I ever saw. But this particular bitch was lacking in tail, snout, or paws. What are you doing with my poodle? She cried with breath that smelled like a farmer. Well, considering her rather rude tone, I wasn't going to give her a straight answer. Away I sped with the dog under arm through the doors of the poetry fair. But before I could make my getaway, I was dragged back by the poodle's hair. Let go, I cried, but she wouldn't listen and continued to pull and twist. I thought my grip was sturdy, but alas, I began to slip. I fell back with the cry, and in my hands there was no dog to see. I had failed my mission, no less my life. The poodle had eluded me. And now all I have to show for my grand venture of freeing dogs in parked cars is a slightly humorous sonnet and one large poodle-shaped scar.
Excuse me, or should I say excusez-moi, is this the AA meeting? Oh, thank God. I've just confessed all my sins to that adult French learner class next door. Excuse me. Sorry, darling. Sorry. Lovely, thank you. So, it's my go to unpack this. Right, so my name's Michelle. I'm 35, and this is my first ever AA meeting. I've never heard of Arseholes Anonymous till my husband got me. Here I am. So, the reason I'm here and an arsehole is because I've cheated on my husband a few hundred couple of times. Rumpy, pumpy, yonky, dory, have it, whatever you want to call it. But you know, before we got together, I did tell him I'm a tart but with an art. I'm loud and I'm proud. I am who I am. I've got that tattooed on my ankle. We're not the tart bit, you silly sod. But no, my fella, he had some serious words with me. He pulled me to the side, he said, Mish, you need to change your ways, I'm going to give you the sack. Well, I said, what kind of sack? He knows like a certain kind. It's only pulling his leg, not like let me pull anything else. You weren't impressed. But no, all joking aside now, I wanna be that perfect wife, and I wanna be the best mum in the world. I've got 8 beautiful, beautiful kids. But apart from my little shit. I know in my heart, I know in my heart that I can and that I will. But just after I give you my number, son. There you are. Au revoir, darling.
Feed me. Feed me.
Does it have to be human?
Tasty.
Does it have to be a person? Has it got to be one of us? Maybe we should just feed it the director. Or maybe not.
Well, which one of us is least valuable to the cast?
Wait! You can't possibly mean me. I bring masculine strength to this production. I do.
Go on then, Matley. Show us.
Okay, I will. What about you then?
Well, I can do the robot.
So do that.
Wally!
Oh no, that's
What about you, Katie? What can you do?
Well, I can roll my R's very, very well.
Go on then. Come on, that's hardly a
Yeah, we can do
Go
that.
on then, go on.
Easy. Okay, fair enough. But I can speak to the snakes and the wolves.
I can summon.
It's
Nice.
Well, if we can't send off one of us, maybe we should all go.
Wow, Izzy really is nice.
We walk proudly.
We walk strong.
All together we will go as one. The laundry is empty and cold as hell, but we'll all go together when we go.
Oh, Liv, your washing's done.
Oh, cheers, thanks.
There's some socks back.
Yeah, I have to do.
Yeah, babe. Alright. Rock and white, you into my plans? I'm only joking. Alright, see you there, babe. Bye, bye.
Got a date, have ya?
Sorry.
A date?
Yeah, how do you know?
What do you mean? Of course I know. The name's Subconscious. Got it, for sure. I like to pop up when you're feeling a little bit too chipper.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, I should explain. Right now, you're really happy, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Lovely. Well, And all of a sudden, so you remember something really embarrassing from 5 years ago?
Right.
Well, that's me. Personal favourite of mine is when you called Mrs. Carmichael Mum in year 8. And you spent the next 2 years telling everyone she was your actual mum.
Oh, leave this beautiful boy alone! You will have an immense amount of time on your date. I will make sure of it. Romance! Mwah! 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 But you can call me Romano.
Romino?
Charmed, I am sure. Do you know what we need?
No.
It was rhetorical. We need roses, rows of roses, and candles, and wine. Vino would be very delicious.
Yes, it would. And then after the movie, we'll put on the log fire,
Oh.
grab a woolen blanket
Oh.
on the couch,
And get jiggy with it! Right then, right, Commodore 8. Excuse me. Name's Horny. You can call me Nate. Now let's cut the bull crap and get the horn on. Mills.
What's Mills?
Mother, I like to sex.
Wait,
What are you talking about? I know all about banging. Oh.
Horny is on a sabbatical in Ibiza.
No, he's not. He's right here. Talking about shagging and clitus and sex and all that.
Oh! I recognise that voice anywhere. Hello, young sexual naivety.
Oh, look, he's all grown up.
Oh,
Embarrassing.
I know you since you were so little. Oh, no!
I know what a boob is.
I'm gonna.
Oh, no!
Works every time.
I'm old. I need to sit down.
Thank God he believed us, eh?
Shut up, sexual naivety.
Welcome to Politics Today with me, political commentator Fanny Paxman, and my live studio audience. On today's programme, we're going to begin by talking about some of the most important breaking news stories locally in your area. Tragic news is coming in from London, which has recently seen a rise in youth knife crime. However, today a local pensioner has lost his cat, named Tiddles. Tiddles has been described as a tabby cat who likes Felix cat food and particularly likes to watch The Chase. If you had any sightings of Tiddles, please urgently call the police straight away on 999. In Birmingham, reports are coming in of a particularly rampant outbreak of Flash's flu, which has been compared to the Great Plague. Many students have been missing important lectures and seminars as of said flu. Health officials are urging students to drink Aldi Tamova vodka in order to reduce symptoms. And that has been the local news. Moving on, we are now going to be talking about the big B, Brexit. But instead of analysing the varying pictures which John Bercow uses to say, order, the damaging effects of a no-deal Brexit on the porn industry, I am going to bring to you a personal realisation of mine in a segment which I like to call The Viewpoint. From Fanny. This is the realisation that Brexit simply cannot happen. I have come to this conclusion through the fact that leaving the EU is just too gosh darn jolly difficult. Pardon my strong language there. Those pesky Frenchmen will never give us a deal, as Theresa May's trust exercise with French President Macron drastically failed this week, after she asked him to run through a field of wheat with her. He was quoted to say, "Sacre bleu." And Boris Johnson, who in political terms I like to call a buffoon, is too busy running around the UK speaking to old ladies and stroking cows in an attempt to boost his ego than actually getting a Brexit deal. Many are saying that leader of the opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, offers a new hope of a Brexit deal. However, he is too busy tending to his allotment and seizing the means of getting teenagers to sing, "Oh, Jeremy Corbyn," than actually getting a trade deal. And, to be frankly honest with you, no one really wants to leave the EU. Now, do they? The public have realised how shocking life will be without human rights, red passports, and holidaying in France. I have therefore come to the conclusion that we simply cannot leave the EU. Excuse me? Mr. Michael Gove, will you put that gun down, please? But Michael, that magical night we had in 2015, 2017! This has been Politics Today with Fanny Paxman.
We are escaping prisoners and this is our digging song. And if you have a dream outside then you can sing along. We've all committed heinous crimes and rotten through and through. But if you have a dream to chase then we will all hear you.
My name is Sasha Joe and I butchered my neighbour. But since joining this prison I learned all about labour. I've read my books and done my time and now I am ready. Cause next year I am gonna run as your local MP.
We are escaping prisoners and this is our digging song. And if you have a dream outside then you can sing along. We've all committed heinous crimes and rotten through and through. But if you have a dream to chase then we will all hear you.
My name is Paula Escobar and I like hot dog goods. I sold it to your nana and I sold it to some folks. To be quite honest, I am sick of getting high. I wanna be a pilot so I can fly my kite.
We are escaping prisoners and this is our digging song. And if you have a dream outside then you can sing along. We've all committed heinous crimes and rotten through and through. But if you have a dream to chase then we will all hear you.
My name is Stevie from Dubai. I did a hit and run. I killed 100 hedgehogs and I found it very fun. While I was sliding around, I am much less PC. I'm going to audition to have some gear on BBC.
We are escaping prisoners and this is our digging song. And if you have a dream outside then you can sing along. We've all committed heinous crimes and rotten through and through. But if you have a dream to chase then we will all hear you.
My name is Britain Grubberg, I've been here years and years. I've been locked up for shagging animals like this. But now I want a peaceful life, I'll give my leg an arm. To live amongst the country, folk on my organic farm.
We are escaping prisoners and this is our digging song. And if you have a dream outside then you can sing along. We've all committed heinous crimes and rotten through and through. But if you have a dream to chase then we will all hear you.
My name is Regal Wedge and I'll try to kill the queen. But when I try to do the deed, Prince Philip intervened. But now I see the crown and I like the royal too. And now I want to stop with merge. Here is it for you.
We are escaping prisoners and this is our digging song. And if you have a dream outside then you can sing along. We have all shared our hopes and dreams in our anxiety. And we beg you to go on and turn into society.
Good morning. If you're watching this now, it means he's already found me. I've discovered something big, something groundbreaking, something that will challenge the foundations of our culture. Father Christmas is real. He's real, right? But he's not the lovely, cuddly, paternal St. Nick we've all been wrongfully led to believe he is. Oh no. He's real, and he's a complete and utter creep. How have we missed all the signs? All the red flags? We invite this monster into our homes. We feed him. We effectively let him stalk our children. Does no one else find the concept a little perverse? Or downright terrifying? Does anyone know who this guy is? Has anyone done a DBS check? Didn't think so. And when you take the song, Santa Claus is coming to town, and the lyric I quote, he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows. He knows. Or take the naughty nice list. Does anyone else find the concept a bit terrifying? The total stranger knows every bad thing you've ever done. Every time you left the toilet without washing your hands. Every time you forgot to say thank you to the cashier. Every time you committed tax fraud. Every time you've crossed the road and not looked both ways and double checked for safety. He knows. Don't even bother with incognito mode. It's a million obstacle in its path of destruction. He knows. And suddenly, when you add up all the signs, it starts to make sense. So we've got the Tooth Fairy. Selling away our children's teeth. Selling away DNA. Yes, Karen, that's right. You're selling away little Jessica's molars for £1. Oh, the Easter Bunny. Don't take chocolate from the man in the van, they tell us. Not from the man in the van, but from the monstrous humanoid rabbit that's hiding in the garden. Yes! Excuse me. My final words are to you as follows. Lock your doors. Lock your windows. Hide your mince pies. Seal your chimneys. Santa Claus is coming to town. And this lecture will be available in October by then.
Oh, my head.
Where are we? I think we're in the laundry room.
God, my back kills.
Did anyone else have a kind of weird and vivid dream?
Yeah. I dreamt I was the prime witness in a murder investigation. Couldn't tell you what the suspect looked like, though.
Funny that. I dreamt I was a murderer. Butchered a security guard in Aldi. Talk about Q-rage.
Oh my gosh, same. Did anyone else have a kind of spiritual enlightening? Weirdly enough, heaven was not what I was expecting.
I dreamt I had my dream date, but someone talked me out of it.
'Tis I, Curtis.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
I had a dream that I was a movie star. Or was I?
But what caused all this kerfuffle?
Hang on. Matt Lee, did you put too much detergent in the machine, making the fumes exhume into the room, causing a group hallucination in which we played a variety of wacky characters in a sketch show format?
What is Eli?
Oh, sorry, guys. Wait. Guys, don't go. Don't you all hear that noise?